Alright, I just made a main channel video saying I hate belveth and why everyone hates belveth. And then I had to coach a belveth 1 trick to master tier. And now I'm gonna make you guys a belveth video and show you that I'm objective. Remember, Taliyah is not a very good matchup for belveth just because of that E and that mobility and the W. This ward here by the belveth, walking all the way back, just allows her to see where that Taliyah begins in case of a leashless start here. We see wolves into Gromp. She'll slap on over to the blue now, and belveth can basically relax a little bit. The biggest thing that I spoke about to the belveth 1 trick I coached was stop doing the coin flip shit that we all hate. That's why I made that main channel video, right? We don't like the coin flip invades and the random things that just she shouldn't be able to get away with, but she does. But if you couple great jungle theory with great belveth play, you're almost unstoppable. Your limit is yourself at this particular stage. And we finish here at 222 on the red side. We got Taliyah on the bottom side. belveth says, look, I know where Taliyah is at this point, but Diana's level 2. She should ding 3 shortly. Maybe I can do something here quickly. Taliyah's going to go for the bottom lane gank, as you can see. This is definitely, at the very least, a flash once we pull that W. So all we're looking to do is hold that W as long as possible, burn the flash. Very nice. Taliyah shows on the bottom side with the blue buff. You press tab, you see 12. And what does the belveth do? Thank you so much for the invade. Isn't this... She's a little bit, oh, we missed our W, but she's a little bit griefy. You know, this just reminds me of the Vega V2 tweet. You absolutely must head over to virkayu.gg. I have a free jungle improvement resource as well as a dedicated program where we have jungle video courses, jungle coaching VOD libraries, weekly free video content seen nowhere else, as well as Q&As and patch note rundowns, as well as a private jungle Discord. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's making junglers reach their goals, as we saw with the record number of people hitting them at the end of Season 13. If you want to climb faster than anyone you know, jungle diff every game you play, click the link below or head to virkayu.gg. It's not jungle diff, you're just shit. Because you know, right? You've got TP, you know belveth's here, you know that your jungler has immediately ganked the bottom lane with 12 CS starting on the blue side. Boom, boom, boom. This already is a mistake in my opinion. If you want to avoid the belveth chi strategy where she does raptors into your blue Gromp, start on the blue, get a leash, let them know that you started here, and even then you could just go red, Krugs, raptors, wolves, Gromp, and reverse clear down. This misleads the belveth totally. But even if you just want to start regularly, I wouldn't want to start here, go down, knowing that she's going to do this, and probably try and invade or go up, and as soon as you show, you're compromised. So the belveth here doesn't go for the red, because we know once Taliyah's been down there, she gets the assist, she's going to go back to base Darkseal, she's going to arrive, right? As we're on the red, look at this. She's looking, is belveth here, is belveth here, is she taking my shit? She's looking, where is belveth? This is why you do the raptors, because you know she's going to show up with item advantage, with the Zed going back to base. You don't really want the Rumble to rotate. The Ornn can rotate quicker. You're not looking to fight over red and Krugs. You're just looking to deny a little bit. And good belveth champions and players always leverage that a bit more. So now, of course, we have the Taliyah on the top side. You know this is belveth. Categorically, you know this. And we can fall back to our blue side. A more aggressive jungler might try and a more aggressive jungler invading a belveth, imagine that. No. You just clear your camps and now you can opposite side scuttle, repeat gank bottom lane. You can gank mid lane. A lot of things you can do as Taliyah. And the belveth is absolutely fine chilling. Nice little shout out here from the pathing, just in case someone shows up, just in case someone might reveal themselves. belveth is just doing her quadrant, which I'm okay with. Obviously the Taliyah shows up here. Nice pathing there, shows up unexpected. W forces the flash. Diana's going to stick to it. belveth is finishing up her Gromp. Could have rotated a little sooner, I think, but we have everything up here. Rel goes in. I don't think she really anticipated that at all. belveth will use the Q's to gap close, get stunned, Q's back the other direction. We'll wait on those timers, avoids a W from the Taliyah. Doesn't have to flash Rumble, and now is able to move on down. And here's where Taliyah and her team basically just a bit compromised, because belveth has her flash W ready to go at any particular stage. And if she doesn't have to use it, don't use it. But this already from the Taliyah, you can see trying to force a little bit. And this is also what I told the... Nice gank there by the Rumble. Also what I told the... do we flash W this one once it's up there? Because she has no flash now. 6 seconds on that cooldown. Zeri's to bottom lane. You don't want to chuck and eat too many Qs. Taliyah does have resources, so we're not going to... Yeah, that's what she's good at, right? Catting you back out. Take the scuttle and leave. Zed goes back in, but now you got to time the fact that everyone's... Yeah. belveth had the right idea, Zed didn't. Now Taliyah's going to push in with the Rel to the belveth. I'll get to the point in a second. So, as we're disengaging, yes, even as belveth, sometimes you have to give up camps. If you make a few wrong moves, they make a few good moves. Sometimes you know they're here and you've got to leave. You haven't gone back to base, right? You got 1800 in pocket. Taliyah could also just try and steal your Krugs, although I don't really think she's... I mean, she could. Definitely going to look to do something on the bottom side, definitely. So now we can go to the top side. We have the Wolves up, the Raptors have respawned, the Grubs are up, and top lane is maybe a little bit gankable. Especially if you use this concept of, look, there's Taliyah diving, you know, who could have foreseen this? We know that we can go here outside in, gank the lane first, fall back to our camps, fall back to the Grubs, fall back to counter jungling. So go and get that lane action first. Now, as I was saying, because Rumble compromises experience, as I was saying, I don't understand the Ornn necessarily using his ult there. I don't think he was ever going to get the Rumble within kill threat. Yeah, this is tragic. Anyway, when I told the belveth guy, who's definitely going to get Mercy Tier with his win rates and how good he was in D1, it's that the idea of belveth is just as powerful as the physical belveth, right? It's like Batman. If the Taliyah thinks you might invade, it compromises her. If the Taliyah thinks you're going to show up, it compromises her. Now, when you do show up, you're strong, you're belveth, you have mobility, you have damage reduction, you have CC spells. You're very oppressive, you're a strong, aggressive early jungler. But sometimes you can afford yourself the right to just full clear, to do some quadrants, to relax a little bit. Because when you do those things, right, the enemy jungler's like, where's belveth? Is she counter jungling me? Is she trapping a bush? Is she farming? Belveths have become so aggressive and so good at being aggressive and snowballing that you start to wonder if they don't show up, where are they? What are they doing? And the fear of Batman being in the corner and you not knowing is just as powerful as him actually being there, right? The idea of belveth is very strong. And that's why the champion's difficult to face. Rel's going forward here. Jan is a bit of, bit out of position. Pop goes the Weasel. 2-0-2 on the Taliyah. And she's honestly doing a solid job here. Now you're looking at it and thinking, you know, that's great. Look at the gold amount. 3.1k on the Taliyah already, but it's 3.1k on the belveth. Because she has 3 kills herself, because she did some counter jungling, because she did the Grubs. She's not yet level 6, obviously. The smite goes through. We're about halfway there for Taliyah. Belveth is way closer. If Belveth got even a few of those baby Krugs, she would have been 6, which is huge, actually. And now, there's a lot of fighting going on, and a lot of the time with Belveth, you want this kind of fighting, right? You want to be strong with this. We're looking at up here, we have the Zed and the Diana, but, she's forced to flash. The Zed dies to her, so that's what we were waiting for there. Who wins this equals what goes on down here, but let's just get 6. This is not good for the Taliyah, though. I feel like she's skirmishing a little bit too much, she's running around a little bit too much, and the belveth has way more map control at this particular stage, which is just dangerous. And this is why I like balanced and intelligent belveth junglers. You know, I really, personally, I hate some champions. Yes, I hate them, and I hate the stereotypical way that they're played, because it's just a bit cringe. But when it's played well, everything is wonderful to watch. Even the best Hecarim in the world I've covered. I hate Hecarim too, most of us hate Hecarim. But when he jungles, I'm just like, this is so good. And I like watching it, right? It's a little random and aggressive, but I like watching it. It's just fresh. Versus watching pro play where it's like, oh, you full cleared on Sichuan, the Invai, and then he pressed R. It's not exciting. But yeah. So Taliyah gets 6 ults into the mid lane to save her Diana from who knows what, imaginary slights. And now because the belveth sees her go down and he's going to the top side, she's going to the top side here, which is a lot better. Now counter jungling is possible. Yes, it's warded, which we'll see, but that's fine, right? Because, well, like, okay, yeah. See, that's my map control. No flash in the Diana because we know we burnt it, right? So that's, excuse me. I fell victim to my own strategies where I said, go gank the lane first, then you can counter jungle. Then you can do the objective. Then you can go back to farming. Instead, I just wanted to go and steal her red side. I apologize. I'm but human. But yes, I mean, obviously, if you've burnt the flash, you got a free gank. Go for the ganky true form. Now Taliyah's on the bottom side. You got this whole red side quadrant. Oh, yes. And, like, I feel that Taliyah's doing a solid job looking for these plays, but she's not fusing it with farm. She's not beating anybody, really. 2-1-2 now. And her lead is artificial. The stuff that she's getting is very, very artificial in terms of what it's meaning for her laners. Because you look at the Zeri 4.7k gold, I mean, the Kais is way behind, but does that matter when the belveth is getting absolutely infused and will easily take care of your Zeri, take care of everybody else in that team? Obviously, you don't want to team fight with belveth. I mean, we do like to team fight, but it's not desire number one. And the reason why I chose this one as well, because it's more intelligent belveth jungling. There we go. Unstoppable. Very nicely done. But we slide out. Like, that's beautiful. Beautifully done. Well done. Now we're 4-0-1. And in this game, there will be way more. So I don't think we can help. I think at this point, you have to say, listen, buddy, you're on your own. I need to leave. I will die immediately to this Taliyah. Obviously, we should probably just help him push the wave quicker and then bounce. That's definitely what you want to do. And the reason for that is also because when you take her whole red side and she dies, kills, resets, or whatever it is, she died in this case, she has most likely done bottom side. She's most likely been down there for a while. We know that. So that means we're going to see her come over the top side here and realize, oh, shit, all my camps are gone. And when all her camps are gone, what do? You go to the nearest thing that you can do. Impact this top lane, impact the mid lane, counter jungle, go for the grubs. And because they're super duper low and she's got no camps to do, she will rotate over and clean you up. So the Bel'veth knew that and said, like, I'm going back to base right now. I'm not staying at all. Although I'm remarkably impressed with the Rumble holding on that long, actually. Throughout that whole speech, Rumble's surviving for his life with sweaty music, and we're ignoring him. He did a good job of almost handling that. But this is what you don't want to give Bel'veth, and I love the focal point here. Topside counter jungling, tempo control, let her do her thing. I'm up 20 CS, 30 CS now, get all the grubs, and now you can elevate the game state and take the game to the next level. So, Dinah backs up, her flash, 84 seconds. Taliyah spawns, and now we know, because we took all of Taliyah's topside, because she died topside, those camps will be up in a little bit, but they won't be up by the time she spawned at all, so she will have to go down to the bottom side. See? Well, I mean, a little bit, but I think if you're honestly moving, she doesn't know the timer, right? She'll have it now, but she doesn't know exactly the timer. So from her perspective, it's like, better just to go to the bottom side, get these camps, control things. If you need to sequence up, to have a bit of a quiet moment, do it. But I love the more methodical approach from the Bel'veth versus the coin flip. Really what we focus on in the coaching as well is just having better jungling moments. Zed obviously goes in here, Dinah's flash isn't yet up. You should be tracking that summoner spell if you're higher enough in the MMR range. And at this particular stage, if you see Taliyah down here dying, if you see Taliyah top lane, if you see good regular lanes without the bottom lane being juiced from the enemy jungler, then feel free to smack some plates. You got 12 minutes on the clock, you're going to hit to 14. We have 4 plates here, we have 5 plates here, we have 5 plates here. You know, that gold amount is crucial because you want 6,000 by 14. We have 5.7 by 12. So if you can get more than that, you're really going to win. And of course, I prefer pushing for plates there because what it also does is it forces a rotation. And the Bel'veth now is realized, uh-oh, I'm in a bit of a pickle. We'll Q, we'll Q, we'll Q. We'll Q over the wall. Nice, nice, beautiful. That was beautiful. See what I mean? Yes, the champion is irritating, but this was not a cringe play. This was a mechanical play, understanding what Taliyah wants to do, understanding what I have to do, using her mobility perfectly. Beautiful. But that is why I tell you guys, and I did this as well in the live coaching yesterday, I said, okay, let's push mid lane. You know, let them play a little bit. Force them to rotate, which gives your bottom lane breathing room, and you can always sag off, take a camp and bounce, or just bounce if you need to, right? I would do that over face checking where I know 3 people are forcing a fight there, especially if you've got a gold where you can go back to base, you've got your finished items, you've got other components, you've got a phage, you know, all these things. Obviously, just worth thinking about, right? I'm just trying to plant some seeds of strategy in your mind. Don't have to go mid lane as a doctrine. You don't have to go bot lane as a doctrine. You just look at the read. You make the best read you can from this information. And that's really where you want to control things. So, interesting now, we're going to go through a bit of a map control zone. But this is where most Bel'veths lose their games. So obviously at this point, this turret's dead. Zeri's over here. We have the Taliyah topside, which we of course saw. We have the Rel showing in the mid lane. This is where most Bel'veths end up farming a little bit too much. So yes, we have control of the camps, but we don't want to give them 2, 3, 4 dragons. We don't want to really give them anything for free anymore. So we go into their jungle, we counter jungle, we shadow the Zed. We see this fight, we're shadowing, we're looking to fight. We're looking to use our lead while farming it up. I call this the swoop method. Take some camps, cross over mid lane. Yes. Take some camps, full back. Maybe do the Raptors, maybe do the Wolves. You're always looping in and around your team. You're always ready to move while still farming and getting econ. Swooping from side to side like a grandfather clock. And of course, now we have the dragon spawn, and the enemy team are just not in a position to do anything because they're probably going for Herald. As a Bel'veth, I can definitely say Herald is what you want, but a Mountain Dragon is also very much what you want as a Bel'veth. It's pretty damn strong on her to have that bonus resistance, considering she also lost resistances on her E-nerf. Now, what do we got here? Team's fighting. While I'm talking to you, that whole team is fighting. They're on the Herald. Again, belveth immediately rotates over. All you need to do is get that one first kill. There we go. Reset, heal. And now we can chase people down, or we can turn to the objective. Always have this in coaching. I always have this in course. I have this with all of you, and I have this with myself especially as well, so don't worry about it. Where you get fed like the 7-0-1, and you suddenly look at the plays, you're like, I can keep chasing, I can get some more kills, I can do the business. And what happens is, right, you end up dying, you give a shutdown. Or you waste a specific moment in time where you could truly take an objective, take a turret, and impact the map in a positive way. So this restraint is very important for belveth players. You don't have that restraint a lot because you get 7-0-1, you just think you can take on the world, and you can. But at the same time, if you get bunched up against a comp that, you know, can actually deal with you a little bit, that's the worst thing. So you want to make sure this map keeps moving in the direction that helps you win. So, good restraint, good herald. We like that play. Zed does not do good split. Zed does, in fact, good death. Gold amount, 7.6 to 6.6. Again, Talia's done a solid job. But solid doesn't cut it. And she's made some mistakes. You know, I didn't say she did a good job. I didn't say she was out jungling. She wasn't. She just cleared a quadrant, lost some camps, ganked bottom lane a couple times, got one dragon. There's been no real threat from the Talia. And, you know, the one good thing she did was trap the belveth, and the belveth outplayed them. So, 8-0-1. Keep building that KDA, obviously. And now, at this particular stage, we do have the Herald. We are going to try and do something. We don't queue over those rocks because we'll be stunned, so we do get knocked up. That's why Talia is so horrible for belveth to face. That is why it's important for you to make sure this game closes. You want to control this game. You don't want to be in a position where Talia can start to one-shot you, where Rel can set it up for her, and you won't survive. You won't survive in front to back with an Ornn as well. Alright? So, snack up your blue buff. Smack up your blue buff. Rumble is dead. Quiet time again. But remember, quiet time doesn't mean doing nothing. Quiet time means controlling camps, pushing waves, trying to make the right move, not dying unnecessarily. Look at this, numbers disadvantage. We're going to use our speed here. What do we got? 1100. Excellent. So we can go back to base. Dinah's on the bottom side here, splitting with the Rumble. There's 0 objectives on the map. There's nothing worth fighting over and dying at this particular stage. Now, Strikebreaker is not a bait item. It's a very good item, but there are obviously other ways for you to build with belveth. We're not really going to talk about that today. This is just a good, standard, solid S+ build. It's always going to work. You're always going to be in a good position to win. But you do have your Death Stones. You do have your Wits Ends. You do have your, obviously, the Terminus, which we can go through prototypically. See? Rel goes in, and now you got to play the fight perfectly. Excellent Q mobility. Use your E-Sucky properly. You want to get that reset 100%. There we go. Huge fight by the belveth. Her Qs in these tight scenarios have been massive. Absolutely massive. Excellent spacing on everything, including hitting those Ws. Wonderful. We absolutely love it. Really, great stuff. You can't team fight with any single champion in this game when you are better than everybody else. Remember that. If you're better than everybody else mechanically, and you know what everybody's doing, you can outplay them. Now, this is the moment, as I always tell you, 15 to 20 minutes, you got to be able to punch the map open. You got to be able to take whatever lead you have to the next level. And we're 9-0-4, and we're not actually going to get a lot more kills in this game. And that's also something you don't often see from belveth. They'll have 20 kills and they'll lose. Because you didn't really help your team. You helped yourself. Enemy jungler got the laners fed, and now you compromise. Happens to me all the time because I think I'm a weak jungler. I'm belveth, and then they take my soul. But my bottom lane's fed, my mid lane's fed, my top lane's fed. I'm countering objectives. This is kind of what you want to do against it. But I don't feel like the Talia controlled her jungle enough, and that's number 1. Ward and control your jungle against belveth so you can actually handle your business. Yes? If you let her outpath you, outtrack you, and you die silly ways, she will get your camps, and that's when you really feel helpless against her because the lead is just too massive. So, Hextech Dragon is spawning. We love that. Right there, we're going for the Wits End. I think that's a great choice considering the Diana and the Talia. Obviously, the tenacity on that now is huge when you've got stuns like that. Now we see people out of position, so we go straight in for to try and assassinate the Zeri. As I said, she can deal with that. Look at the sustain, the damage reduction, the siphoning, the resets. You can still frontline with this build when you're that far ahead. Obviously, press this button. Huge, though. Biggest thing about belveth mains, when they say they can't team fight in these kind of situations, it's because you don't recognize that you could pull the trigger in a scenario. Right, someone's mid lane, 2 people out of position, go. You're belveth, you win. You CC them, you suck them, you Q them. Like, what are they going to do unless they're bunched up? And they're not bunched up, so you can actually take over. And that's an interesting way to kind of view team fighting with non-team fighting champions. And I think that always helps a lot of people. If you play something that you think is not good at team fighting, only ever take a fight where you have numbers advantage and someone's out of position. And do it when you're fed, and so you can actually kill them. Problem is, people try and do this right here with like the belveth when they're behind. But Virkayu said, we have numbers advantage, and they're out of position, I can flash in. Yeah, but you're still 2v1 for a little bit. You have to be able to actually kill them. Gotta weigh those things together. But yeah, for any champion in the game, numbers advantage. If you have it, use it. Count the highest. All you have to do is count to 5. That's the highest number you need to go to. If you have more than they do, try and fight. And if you can't, then you're really far behind, and you should assess your early game. Why am I so far behind? We can't even win a 5v4 or 4v3 or 5v2. Always stacks and adds together. But look at this. They really, red team just don't know what to do. They're completely starved out. And this is exactly how you play belveth when you don't have necessarily the split or the push, right? Like, we've taken all of these turrets thanks to us, for sure. But, you know, with their scaling comp, with their wave clear, with the fact that our team are, you know, not popping off to a super high degree, you can't really just shove it down an end. You kind of need to be a bit more nuanced and intelligent. So belveth just goes to the fishies. Obviously here you really want to leverage your 6 grubs. Talia's ulting into that. And this will take different forms, right? Talia, the enemy team, someone will overcommit in some fight, usually around Baron. If you are the belveth and so on, push. This is exactly, I think they'll just end here, no? Like, this is a massive, massive wave. This is how you win a belveth. No joke. Every single time. And I know you guys know this, but a lot of the lower elo belveths think she's not that strong. And they don't do this. Well, it's because you don't get grubs. And you don't wait and be patient and be strong until this moment where they commit when they shouldn't. And you are in the right position to punish. 10-0-8. Pushing that turret for more bonus stats of the post-game show. Hits the Ornn. Kills the Ornn. Anybody else? Any more? Kill the Zeri? There you go. Isaki. Boom. 10-0-10. Clean. Good jungling. If belveth played like this, we'd still hate her, but we'd at least respect it. So, as always, proper jungling will win. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I'll see you all in the next one.